Minimal hand movement.
Anyway, what else have you been playing, Eddie? Call of Duty, Halo.
No,
I can't think.
Cyberpunk.
I was gonna
With
say,
those characters?
You can get his jacket.
Oh, really?
Disgusting.
That's it?
You can get a bunch of guns too.
I was gonna say,
But
what's the actor that's in that game?
There's multiple actors.
there's a lot.
The main one.
I don't know any of the actors.
I know Giancarlo Esposito's in it.
He is?
Yeah.
He's one of the voices in English.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
But-
I guess. Oh, you go first.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Reincarnated as a podcaster.
We haven't done this in a while.
It's been a little bit. We've been away for a bit, but we had to come back. Had to. For this.
Yeah.
For Cyberpunk.
Where we take you to the moon.
Yep. To the moon.
I'm surprised they didn't do the song from Frank Sinatra.
Because they don't have the rights for it.
It doesn't matter.
Fucking Evangelion doesn't have the rights for it.
Yeah, that's true. They just don't want to pay for it anymore.
Yeah, no, obviously not. I mean, they did get a Franz Ferdinand song, right?
That's true.
I guess they do have that. But we're talking about Cyberpunk. So I was playing it.
Uh-huh.
The show made me play this game again. The moment I finished the show, I'm like, fuck, re-download.
Oh, you erased it.
I did.
Yeah, it takes up a lot of
course.
space. Dude. Well, here's the thing. This is why I erased it. So I modded the living shit out of it.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then it updated,
Yeah.
which made everything not work.
Yeah.
So because I'm dumb and I didn't like save like a base version of the game without all the additions, I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to annihilate all of it to do anything in the future.
It.
Well, that's what happened.
Yeah.
I didn't re-download it. So I watched this show, which is amazing, and we'll talk about the amazingness of it.
Here we go again.
Yeah, the same thing. Here we go again. And now I have a modern graphics card and stuff, and it's great. It's wonderful.
I have read many articles on websites that are like the player base has obviously somewhat came back.
It's skyrocketed past what it was.
It made me kind of want to play it. Is it like $10 or not yet?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas. It'll probably.
You
be
know what
cheaper
this
again.
show made me realize?
What?
Franz Ferdinand has 2 good songs.
You know this made me realize that there's more music other than just "Take Me Out." By this band.
You know you're that too.
Where was the Frank Ferdinand song?
I think I heard it once before skip intro. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was
Whoa,
no, I'm just kidding.
Dude,
No,
skipped intro.
it was a good intro. It was very good.
I skipped.
The whole thing's pretty good.
I
mean,
skipped,
if
yeah.
I skipped the last like 4 episodes because I'm like, I gotta finish.
But I don't know how you want to tackle this first. I mean, the game's fun now. It's good. It's interesting. Obviously, it's not perfect.
I do want to talk about something on the game, but it will spoil the show.
I've never played a game.
There's a few things I would love to talk because like the level of detail in this show compared to like in game is just so pristine. Like you can go to like every location. You can do like there's all this. Yeah, there's so much stuff.
It's like Pseudo Trigger does their research on
They
shit.
did.
It's like they played the game.
Dude, that's got to be the cheapest, like, what is it? You know, like, people normally go on vacation to places to find locations. They're like, yo, boot up the game.
Boot up the game.
$60. Here we go.
I'm going to go cry while I sit on this rooftop. While this stupid song plays on the radio.
No, dude, the dude is like, I know where to put this song. Or he was playing, the song played, he's like, I know how to use
I know how to use
this. I'm going to make a show around this song.
See, the only issue I had between the show and from what I know from the game is the show didn't have enough bugs in it. Like it did crash once or twice on my computer. Which I thought was weird.
Okay.
Like Netflix does that.
It's part of the experience, dude.
Yeah.
Mine had a bug where I was watching it. Obviously, I had to watch it dubbed.
Yeah, same.
And like episode 6 was just Japanese, no subtitles. I'm like, what the fuck?
You know, this is one of the few, right? That I would switch back and forth. Because the dub, I think, is actually really good.
Dub's very good.
The dub for this is very good.
The Spanish one, yeah.
Do you watch it in Spanish?
Yeah.
I mean, the dude's name Martinez, and I understand this, but...
David, yeah, my homeboy.
My homeboy David.
David Martinez.
David Martinez, dude.
I don't even know what to say.
But the dub was pretty good. It was actually very good. And so sometimes I would switch back and forth because, you know what's funny? Especially now going into the game and like stuff. I almost feel like that feels more natural.
Yeah.
Even you're like, oh, it's anime in Japanese, but this is one of those occasions where I'm like, it almost doesn't feel right just being all in Japanese.
I do feel it's weird to say. I feel like most things that come on Netflix are almost better in English.
Yeah,
it's very weird to think of it because I love sub. This is like normally the bread and butter that we all watch. Yeah. But if it's on Netflix, I'm normally watching a dub, and it's normally really good because like this Beastars, Little Witch, Kill a Kill, trigger stuff. I guess.
Oh yeah, you're right. The dubs I have seen from Netflix are pretty.
They
good.
all seem to be very good.
Yeah,
and it's not like they're different actors.
Did you watch Great Pretender that way?
I watched half of it that way because I normally start things in sub and then I get busy and flip it to dub.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm fucking 12 episodes behind. So I watched it like that. The Great Pretender was a good dub too.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I mean, it always depends for me.
What's it based on, basically?
Yeah, it's like the setting.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it just like, it pulls you out of it so weird. Like most of the time you don't care, right? Like any fantasy, sci-fi, just normal anime, like I'll watch the fucking, the sub and be a happy camper that way because it's usually great.
Because what I picture, medieval times, Japan.
Sure. I mean, I know. But it's like, it's the way it is and the style it is. It doesn't really matter anymore to me, right? But you take something like this, like, because I did play a bit of Cyberpunk, obviously, before getting into the show. I tried to. I
got you.
Dude, 2 hours. Dude, the first time I downloaded it fucking murked my computer, dude. It gave me like, I don't know what it did, but I had to wipe that shit. It corrupted things, dude. That's how bad this was. I was like, what is this? I had a factory reset.
Mm-hmm. Damn. I remember him saying that. I was like,
it's coming back to me.
Yeah, it was bad. It was very bad.
So I watched the dub. And then I watched that one random episode in Japanese. And the one voice I didn't like in Japanese was Kiwi's.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh, bro, disgusting. What is this voice?
I don't know if I heard all the Japanese voices because I only watched because we watched episode 1 in AX.
Yes.
Did you rewatch it?
Yes, because
for the special
for the extra stuff.
So we watched it AX. That fuck scene was in there.
What?
When he puts in like the porn chip.
Oh,
yeah, that scene wasn't there.
So I rewatched. Well, I skimmed through 1 because I remembered most of it. So I
just watched it all.
And then I watched 2 in Japanese, and then 3 in English. Just because I was like, this is good, but I need to catch up.
That sex scene reminded me of the one music video.
Which one?
The animals.
No. It's like they killed the dude. It's like 3 music videos.
Me.
Yes, that one.
Oh,
okay.
I was like, there's a lot of music videos we watch. Okay,
I remember that one.
I can see that.
Yeah. Well, a lot of. I mean, this show is just so balls to the wall of just insanity. It is. I mean, it's traditional Trigger, right? Trigger. Yeah. This is what Trigger does, but it's like it's different.
This is Trigger if they went pure R.
Yeah,
because they've never gone like.
Well, it's like it's pure R, but it's also restrained.
Yeah.
In a way, because obviously they can't go to space.
They did go to space.
Yeah, but they can't have a giant, super battle in space.
They're pretty close.
It's close, but it's not quite.
They did have a robot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they did.
Yeah,
I mean, he's in. Game,
it's 100% what Trigger normally does.
Yeah,
except they had porn.
Yeah, and lots of blood, and guts and gore and.
Yep.
Oh, dude, that first episode, I was like, wow, also means this type of show. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then I was down.
This is the show I would have watched in the van, and I would have looked over and saw your dad and been like, nice.
Nice.
I guess I ain't watching any more of this in the van.
Okay. Okay, let's talk about what we liked about the show. Because, I mean, there's a lot of things in the show I love. I, as a diehard fan of, like, the sci-fi, just cyberpunk genre in general, I was just so happy to see something good in that type of world. I don't know if I've seen anything. I mean, I haven't seen anything like that in a long time. Almost probably in my eyes since like Psycho-Pass.
Dude, the game came out like last year.
But that's a game. It's different. We're talking about anime. We're talking about anime, right?
Have you seen the memes of the Cyberpunk anime for like memeing Blade Runner 2049?
No. I feel like this is a great subject.
Spicy.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I can't wait to look at these later.
But I mean, and it's so nice just to see something in the genre, even if it is like ridiculous and it's triggerified and all this stuff, there's just like such a like underlying darkness and like pessimism and stuff that is so inherent in this type of genre. And what I love is even if it is just so balls to the wall insane,
very thematical.
Yeah, like when it comes to those moments that really need to hit hard, it just buckles down and just lets you experience that like just flat.
Yeah.
And that to me makes like certain episodes in this series just hit so well.
But I do feel like Trigger's always done that really good, because to me these character developments almost have the Gurren Lagann feeling, if we're going back to like Gainax.
Yeah.
And I feel it's not the same, but it had the same vibe I got from the characters, if that makes sense. Because they all went the same direction, and then shit went down in certain spots.
Yeah. I mean, I love the characters. Oh, like the characters are so good.
I think the characters are my favorite part. Like the Cyberpunk. I like Cyberpunk. Not as much as you do, but I do like the setting for it. But all the characters, like meeting the main girl, Lucy,
my girl.
She's my favorite character.
She's my favorite character.
And so then good. Right behind her is
Rebecca. Do people say Rebecca was best girl? Nah, Lucy.
I don't know.
Lucy best girl.
Like Rebecca, I can see being like top
because Rebecca is like a traditional like trigger girl.
Yes, she is trigger girl.
She's like
loud.
She's like what's her face in Kill la Kill. The friend. Is it Mako? Is that her name?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't remember, but you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the same energy.
Yeah.
She's that character.
I don't like that energy.
But
it's that energy except with guns and everything, because it's the way this is.
She was pretty badass.
Dude,
she was
like
pretty
when you
badass.
first, I guess it's not when you first meet her, but when he the scene I always remember, even the person next to us at our booth.
Yeah.
When he knocks on the door and
that
she
scene's
answers,
so good.
He's like, "What's up, bro?"
That scene's so great.
Like a gun up to the head, and I'm like, you know what? I like her vibe.
And
respected.
I feel like every character just had so much energy and just like so like a distinctness to them.
Everyone was very distinct.
And you like it's just outside of them being whatever trope that they're supposed to fill in.
Yes.
Like you see every little side of them and stuff, and there's so much. I feel like there's so much depth in these characters.
Yeah.
That it's almost a travesty that you only have 10 episodes to spend with a portion of them.
Because like I didn't feel any character was wasted.
Yeah.
Or like they felt flat or uninteresting. Just like
I do think so. This show is very. I feel like comes out of the gate. Put your phone on motherfucking silent.
It is.
What the fuck? Now it is.
Lies and propaganda.
Damn, I lost track. Fuck you.
You lost his train of thought.
So like the show feels like, because spoilers, the mother dies like
first episode.
First episode.
Oh, that's not spoilers. The first episode.
Well, yeah, but this is for just in case anyone hasn't seen it. So she dies first episode, and you're like, oh, this is emotional, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But I think the death that got to me, that made me realize the show has everyone can die, basically, was the
finger guy?
The finger guy.
Yeah, that was out of nowhere.
When he died, I was like, oh, nothing is safe. Everyone can die.
The finger guy.
The guy with the golden fingers, he gets killed by the one dude.
He gets
by like
the homeless dude that's like peeing, and he's like making fun of him, and then he gets his head blown off.
Oh,
he's got the long arms.
Right.
He's I think he's the Rebecca's
brother. Or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. When he died, that right in my mind, I'm like, fuck, they didn't. This was out of nowhere. No one gives a shit. No one's coming back. You die, you die.
No. Oh yeah. It was like, I think that's when like the show turned. For me, I'm just like, whoa.
Because after she died, you get the sadness, but you're like, oh, this is a pushing motive. Who cares as much? But once he died, you're like, oh, this can go anywhere at any time. Anyone can die.
And then from there, it does. It just.
Well, that's the only death I remember. I just closed my eyes for the rest of the show. I was like, no one else die, please.
Right. No one else died.
And I mean, it's like in the spirit. It's also not only the spirit of the genre, but it's like the spirit of just like the game it comes from. Because there's no chill.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just the world that this is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I think the other death that got to me, which is like a really side character, was I don't remember his name. He's the guy who died from the needle to the neck. Do you kind of know what I remember?
The director?
Is that who it was?
Yeah. The guy who makes the snuff films, basically.
Yeah, he's the one. Yeah, he was the one that they like kidnapped.
Yeah, the guy who makes the snuff films.
And he died just randomly because some guy blew something up and he got needled to the neck.
Well, they're trying to kill everybody else, and he's the one who dies.
Yeah. And to me, I'm like, man, they really just throw characters in and they'll die at any second.
Nah, dude, that one that got to me. Spoilers.
Which one?
Spoilers. It's my boy, you know, the big dude and his
Can
partner.
we talk about that episode?
Dude, that episode was 10.
So here's the thing, right? So 1 through 5 is great.
Yeah.
It's crazy, it's insane. I mean, Finger Dude dies and stuff. And
he got fingered hard.
Yeah.
He did.
Like, you're like, oh, this is getting crazier. Because I think that's like the episode before, too. It's like 5, I think, when he dies, or 6. I don't remember.
Yeah, because he's like, you know, David is like running the ropes of the Edgerunners, and then he's like, all right, come with us, we'll train you. And then shit goes down.
Well, you obviously get, you know, the stereotypical, your mentor has to go, right?
Oof.
But the way they do it, like all of episode 6 from beginning to end is just a masterpiece in animation.
Dude, I was working and then I'm like, oh shit.
From the way it is to the story beats, even from like a little bit of the foreshadowing the episode before going into this, like the beginning of just him running in the desert and stuff, and then it just goes into this like crazy episode that just it follows Murphy's Law to the T. If something can go wrong, it will.
And it did.
And it does. Every single turn, this thing does. Up until like the very last scene of it where you just see David in the car with his hands. And I was like, fuck.
I'm trying to think what the worst death is.
Down to me was the one that hit him.
No, the one to me, the one that hit me like a truck's like Becca's death.
Yeah,
because that one's just out of fucking nowhere.
Oh, it didn't hit me. I was just like, oh, they killed her. Oh, okay.
For no fucking reason.
Oh, fuck her, I guess.
That's probably the one that hit me the most, but it was also like, it was far into the show at that point.
You want to know something interesting?
What?
So in the game, if you go to that plaza, her gun is there.
Just chilling, bro.
That's dope.
You can pick up her colored shotgun there. Yeah,
is it the best gun in the game? It better be.
It's pretty good. Yeah. It's pretty busted.
That's fine, dude.
If it's not, dude, like what the fuck?
It's pretty busted. But
just her as like her. Every time she's in the car, or just doing fucking constantly shooting. I loved it.
The dual shotguns with their big old hands.
I also did really like when he used his back piece, the
Sandevistan.
Yeah, the Sandevistan. I do like how Trigger does they do colors better than I think any animation studio ever does.
That's the color you see when you use it.
Oh,
in the game?
Yeah. No. When you use in the game, everything goes like blue in slow motion.
Well, yeah, but it has like that.
But obviously you're looking at it third person, right? Because you never see
blues,
that. Yeah.
The reds, I just think, well, obviously, look at the bright fucking colors. Oh, yeah. Trigger just has something that they just know where that bright neon colors are, and they're like, we're just going to use that color, drag it, and put it in the thing. You're like, clean.
It makes it so good. Like every fight scene and stuff that happens in this is just so cleanly animated. Mm-hmm. And it just elevates it. It's like everything they did from the animation to the detail work to all this, it just elevates everything. And then you add the story on top of that.
The soundtrack.
Soundtrack's really good.
And that's all in-game music. Mm-hmm. But the way they like picked and choosed everything and where it went, everything
just
feels
elevate each other.
It feels part of this world and stuff. And it's so good.
I agree with that.
Beautiful. Fucking love it. I won't gush about this forever.
This does feel like one of those animes that it's been a while where I've gushed about a single show.
Yeah.
That is not just like, a God tier romance or something that comes out constantly.
Like next season when Chainsaw Man comes out.
Or Spy X Family season 2 comes out.
Yeah.
Like these are shows I love.
Yeah.
But this show just, I don't know. It's probably because I'm a Trigger fanboy, but it does hit that itch that I haven't had.
For me, it's like a mix of a lot of things. Like I said, I mean, I'm such a big sci-fi fan, especially like sci-fi anime from like the late 80s, early 90s. Anime from that time period, right?
Yeah.
And just having something that feels similar to that, but is also Trigger, which I love as well. And just being that almost like short, concise, like there's an end. I mean, it's a gut punch, but there's an end.
Dude, it just ends, and you're like,
and you were just on this wild, crazy ride until the very end that you're just like, holy fuck.
It's like, okay, threw me for a twist because I thought he was gonna live after all, right? And I'm like, oh, he didn't. And then fast forward, I'm like, oh, he did die. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well,
and then it hits you.
I mean, there's theories he's not necessarily dead, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah,
he suffers from whatever he got anyway.
He's gone. He's been gone.
Yeah, he was gone.
He was gone.
Better dead than whatever he's dealing with at that point.
Oh yeah, his brain fucking melting.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's just interesting how like this world, cyberpsychosis is one of such the coolest things is like a plot device.
Yeah.
And everything, just like you going crazy because you're just filling yourself with machines, but you can't stop. Because you need to be better. Right? And it's like, and I love the parallel because his arc is basically he becomes Maine.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. It's like he saw what happened to Maine, he saw everything and all that and the trauma he gets from it. And he does the same thing over. And it's almost that's the tragedy of his character.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just like you see him like bright-eyed and everything, and he's good at this, and he feels like he's on top of the world, and he eventually just falls into the same thing. And it's probably not just the same thing as him, but the same thing as so many people in this world that go through the same thing, and he's just another victim of it.
Yeah. This is like the theme of the show, like the city just consumes you the more you deep
the more you do, the more it eats you.
Yeah. And that's just the way this thing is. Yeah. It's funny. It's crazy to me like how much of this is planned from the beginning. So in the game, I think they go here in the show, I don't remember, but there's a bar called the Afterlife. Okay. And the theme of the bar is all the drinks are named after famous people that have died in this city doing crazy shit. And his name is on one of the drinks.
Shit.
And it's been there since like beginning of game. It's like the David Martinez, and there's like a blurb next to it. I can't remember, and it's like someone who aimed so high but fell like so far, or something like that is what it says on it. I can't remember what the drink is, but it's there with like the Johnny Silverhand and all the other ones that are there from the game. But it's there from the beginning. My favorite is like a video I saw. Like I can't remember. It was on YouTube. It was on recommended because I guess everyone was seeing this after this video came out, and this is some YouTuber. And he's going through the game, right, when it first came out. And, I mean, I guess spoiler for the game. One of your friends dies, right?
What? I haven't played it yet.
You're not going to play it.
Oh, my God.
So,
I didn't even know.
So, and you can get a drink for him there made, right?
Sure.
And so he was like, oh, I'm going to look in here and see, if the drink is here. And he goes and he's scrolling through and he's like, I know a lot of these. Who the fuck is David Martinez? And he goes, right? Obviously not good. It's funny. You go to the comments now after this video blew up. It's like, David Martinez was my boy. That's who he was. He was the best boy.
See, Trigger was smart. They're like, do you have anything for this guy? No? I'm taking that name. Just slide that in my pocket and walk away.
Well, the writer is one of the developers of CD Projekt Red. Okay. He was... But that's where they pulled them from.
Yeah, I say there's probably tons of just random names that they're throwing in that has no backstory. Like, just fucking take that name.
Of course.
It's perfect for us.
And it's just funny that that's there and that's been incorporated since that time.
Yeah. But speaking of his character, I do like going back to the beginning from how he started as just like a nobody to, I think...
Some poor dude.
Yeah. Poor guy. But
on a scholarship.
He's a poor dude that got like the best scholarship you can go to, like Harvard or something, basically.
I don't think he was even on scholarship. The mom was just paying for it.
But then he got scholarship after she
that was one of my favorite reveals, too.
What?
When he finds out how she was getting all the money from scrapping parts.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say. I do like when he first... So he meets her stealing cyber chips out of people's necks. And then she basically just fucking rats him. And you're like, you bitch. You're still great, though. And then you just meet the rest of the gang. And they're like, yeah, fuck it. Join us. Let's see how good you can do.
I love it. It's like, I'm going to get it from this person. Wait, that's your mom? Fuck, man. She was cool.
I guess we'll let you in.
Yeah.
We have to pay us back, but it's fine.
My question after the time lapse and he becomes Bionic David.
Yeah.
Does he have a bionic dick?
Maybe.
I don't know.
It looked to me like most of his body was different.
Have you tried modding the game to see if you can find a character model that's him and then take his pants off?
I mean, that wouldn't be hard to do.
Okay, tell us if he's got a metallic dick.
If you know in the comment,
I think there's characters that do have stuff like that.
Well, I know there is because I don't remember if I saw it in someone's game or something. Like, how you modded this? But like it's actual dialogue. Or something.
Yeah, you don't even have to mod anything. That's just in game. That's just a standard part of this world.
There's porn that you can jack in your head that makes you feel like you're having sex. So you can have a robot dick and make it feel like you're having sex. I don't feel like it's difficult.
Wow.
It's in depth, dude. The game tells you all this stuff too. It's funny, obviously, seeing more of this world and just getting more context for certain things as well.
Yeah.
Also just kind of builds on it for me. Right. So, I mean, because this show, I think one of the things I love about this show too is, let's say you never play the game, right? Let's say this is something that never happens, which is understandable because the game is what it is. And,
$10 Christmas.
$10 too much.
I can understand why someone would never touch this thing. That's understandable. What I do love about this show, and something I wish more media did, is I love how it never treats the audience that stupidly.
Okay.
Characters never really have to explain things that everyone should know. And that's something I always love when I almost hate when you're in something and you can tell that the dialogue only exists for exposition.
Oh, do I hate when they don't respect the viewer and you're like, we have to explain everything.
Yeah, but the issue with that is there's viewers out there that are stupid.
Fuck them.
Yeah, but that's the majority.
Because I realize it's a handful of them.
But the thing is,
say that, and that's why everything does that.
And that's why I love about this show, though, because it doesn't matter, right? Because, I mean, as an average viewer, you don't have to understand the nitty-gritty of everything, because in the end of the day, it's just, you just know they did something happened, and because of that, you're seeing all this craziness, right?
No, I agree with that.
I didn't feel like I needed to play the game to understand what was going on.
Because you can understand choices and character moments without understanding the lore behind any of this.
Yes.
Right? And I love that it doesn't go out of its way to explain these things, right? Yeah. It's like the Sandevistan makes him go fast. Everyone knows this. No one has to say anything. You can see him go fast. That's all you need to know.
It's military grade. Nobody else can get their hand on it. Duh.
Yeah, it's stuff like that, and the way they speak to each other and the way things happen, you get the feeling that they actually live in this world. Yeah. And they're not explaining something to whatever character because the audience needs to know.
Yeah, but I feel like that in anime, it's almost essential in anime now for at least, I would argue, fantasy. It's like, oh, look, I got this new spell. This is the name of it, and this is what it does. I get it at this level because blah, 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 blah. And you're like, oh, my God, shut the fuck up.
And it's and that's one of my least favorite parts, especially as a person who reads a lot of isekai and stuff.
Well, if you read good stuff, that'd help.
And I have. But I think one of the things I hate the most of many of them is I hate stat sheets. I hate it so much in stories.
Yeah, but Japan eats that shit for fucking
stat
breakfast.
Sheets.
That's the issue.
I think and that's why there's certain ones in that genre I love so much.
Yeah.
We'll take something like Mushoku Tensei, for instance, which is this is in my head because a volume just came out, so I'm reading it. But it's also a show that does the same thing.
Yeah.
In the sense that it doesn't explain everything to you, or even the main character.
Yeah.
Because these characters and stuff live in this world, and maybe he can ask something and they'll tell him, but there's so much of the world he doesn't know that other people obviously do.
Yeah.
Right. And you can tell by the way they talk to each other and stuff. And he doesn't have any stat sheets. There's no craziness. I mean, it's a standard fantasy world. There's
the usual isekai garbage or
sure.
fantasy.
Just fantasy normals, right? And that's something I do love in this series, like so much, because it just looks like you're taking a snippet of these people's lives and the story in the city.
It's so big in Japan. They want that because they're like, people fucking argue nowadays about fucking Dragon Ball and Superman.
No.
It's like, oh, look at my
levels.
stat sheet, blah, blah, blah. You're like, I don't give a shit.
No, I know.
Superman obviously can kick the shit out of fucking Goku because it's Superman. It's bullshit. I hate that character. Fuck off.
Is the stat sheet in Japan in English? Or they're like, dude, this looks cool as fuck?
I doubt it. It's probably in Japanese.
You'd be surprised.
Because like some of the power moves are in English.
Yeah.
Like, they sound badass.
But I mean,
like, dude, it sounds lame.
I mean, at least they care about the numbers. I don't think they give a shit about the name of the move.
I think it's a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of Chuny kind of,
But they still want the numbers so they can be like, hey, look at my new character.
Well, it's also a really lazy way to indicate progress. Yeah.
Also to fill up pages.
Oh, there's that too.
Like, I need a word count, fucking stat sheet.
One full page of stats.
Dude, that was my least favorite part of reading.
Of Lord of the Rings? Yeah, fuck the Silmarillion. That's all stats. Fuck that book.
I don't even think it's all stats.
It basically
there's no numbers.
Yeah, but it basically is. It's fucking lore of garbage.
It's reading the Bible. It's J.R.R. Tolkien's Bible for his world.
I'd rather read the Bible.
Reading the Spider Show. Oh my lord, that was my least favorite part of reading that book. Was the stat sheet.
Some of the frames are always just stats. I'm like, I'm gonna pause and read.
And I almost love when the stat sheet just goes away, because it does after a while, because it doesn't matter anymore, because they're just god tier powers at this point. And that was my favorite part. I'm like, I don't have to read these stat sheets anymore.
You didn't have to read them before.
I did. I skipped them.
Yeah, you look at the thing, go next page.
Yeah, I just like, let's go.
Going back a little to Cyberpunk, I watched the dub. And I found...
Which dub are we talking about?
It doesn't matter. I think... you know how they would like call each other and there would be text on the screen?
Yes.
In English.
Yes.
Right? To me, that English there, just like, I don't know. It was just weird.
What do you mean?
See, to me, that makes sense.
It wasn't like, I guess, proper English. It's like, I feel like... Well, I guess that would be the case, like a foreigner writing English.
It felt like, because it's what they were saying.
Yeah, it's exactly what they're saying in the dialogue.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just felt kind of weird and like, why are you saying like this?
Because it's slang. Is that where you're like, it's not...
Maybe,
It's not proper, because I never picture any of these guys, like... It's basically pulling people off the street and then just whatever.
But it wasn't even like slang. You're just like, who the fuck talks like this?
No, that is like one thing, and that is like the one criticism I've ever seen of this show.
Yeah,
is there is some of the dialogue does feel a little clunky sometimes, which I get, and it doesn't. And the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter, right? Because it gets you from point A to point B. And I have heard that is probably like the only if there is something to nitpick about this show, that is probably it.
Well, there's that. There's one other thing I have issues with.
Okay.
Yeah, because even though I didn't hear it in English, I was reading it and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
See, I don't mind that. But, you know, I just sit there and go, whatever. I'm dyslexic anyway.
I can't read it anyway.
My big issue with this show, 10 episodes. What the fuck? It should have been like 40.
Dude, I thought it was 12, and then my boy died, and I'm like, is it more?
No, that's it. It's over. It goes by so fast. It's like just a blur.
Oh, yeah. It's so quick. Because I watched 4 episodes and then we hit the con.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'll have to catch up. So I need to watch it as fast as possible. Basically, like skip the intro, skip the end, blah, blah. So, I did that. We hit episode 10. I'm like, damn, I wonder what they're going to do for another episode. Nothing. I'm like,
it's over.
They do it once.
It's over.
And then we're like, there's no next episode. Oh, it's over. Oh, so I guess I was underwhelmed. Like, I liked the show. But then it was 10 episodes. I was expecting more. And then I was like, oh, it's over.
I wasn't underwhelmed. I was just expecting 12. But
I was underwhelmed by my own expectation.
But for where it ended, I think was perfect.
Oh, There's something to be said about a piece of media that knows when to end.
Yes.
Right? At like the perfect spot. And as much as bittersweet it is that, you know, it's not even full and you wish there was more, which is what you would hope.
I want more of her.
Any creator would hope, right? That you wish there was more of a thing than less. Right?
Right.
But I love the abruptness of the end. Because it's just whiplash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you've been going 100 miles an hour
For the last,
in
like,
this fucking
8 episodes.
tricked out car.
It's really those last two.
The last two were just like,
and then
don't stop.
And then it just slams into like a barricade and it's over. It's just done. Yep. Boom. And you're just left there to sit and stew and like, what you just went through.
I'm like, oh, she ended up at the moon. That's what she wanted.
Song plays. And
yeah, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's even worse when she sees him. Like,
I'm like, because of him, she got to go to the moon. He did keep his promise. Best boy.
Best boy. Best girl.
Best boy. I'm like,
best couple.
Yeah, it was just like,
best couple. Yeah, true.
I was like, fuck, dude. And that's what it is. It's like, you're left, there's very few times, right? I think it's been rare an occasion nowadays where I sit there and I watch something and when it's over and those end credits start to roll and I just sit there and I just have to process.
You just stew in your filth while you're watching.
Just have to process everything that I just went through.
I'm really lucky I stopped, I think, at episode 4 for like the con, because I think if I went any farther, I kind of would have been in a really bad cliffhanger-y. I don't know if I could have done this show week to week.
No.
Because I think the last 4 episodes would have been really hard to, like, stop.
I would have enjoyed it more week to week. They're like, oh, what's going to happen next week?
See, I hate that feeling, because to me it's like, then I watch like 4 other shows that are doing the same thing to me.
That's
where
why
this
I get
just
my
ended.
dopamine.
I don't mind that in certain occasions, but the way this show builds momentum, it's so hard to stop it.
Oh yeah,
you know, and you don't want that momentum to end.
No,
you just wanted to keep on going until it hits, you know,
give it
the
to
end.
me.
Yeah, until it hits its point.
I don't want you to
explodes. No blue balls, thank you. All the way to the end. Let's go.
There was a lot of explosions.
Yep.
Some special explosions.
Yep.
Get to see many people naked in this show too.
That, and I mean, it's just the world it is, and I love how it's treated. It is.
I think my favorite.
What is what it is.
My favorite thing that made I think it was in episode 1. It's the fucking fat dude. That's like
with the machine,
fucking machine masturbating him, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, that's the future right there.
The future is here.
When he goes to the Ripper dock, like in the 2nd episode, it's the same thing. Just sitting in the chair with the. Yeah.
Fuck, man. I don't know. This show is just amazing. It's amazing out of 10.
Recommend it.
Oh yeah, easily
to most people.
To everyone. That's over the age of 18. Because,
yeah.
I think legally, I have to say over the age of 18, you can watch this. Anyone younger, don't watch it.
With parental guidance. I don't know.
This is the kind of shit like a 14-year-old just eat up and love.
Dude, if I was fucking 14 watching this shit.
Dude, I was 14 when I was like that age when I watched like Ghost in the Shell and stuff like that. I mean,
and then it becomes your whole personality for like 6 months.
Yeah.
Speaking of crazy animation, like it's funny how much of everything around this show is so good.
Yeah.
So the ending song, right?
Yes.
The ending song has its own music video with animation.
Fly Me to the Moon, yes.
No.
Fly me to the
and that is also really, really good.
I meant to watch that.
It is
sure reminded
me. I've seen it. It's right here. No,
so you know what's it called? You know the artist. The name's Kuvshanavilya.
Yes.
He was the art director for the music video, so it's all done in his style.
It's very art, yes.
And it's so good.
I only watched it once.
What?
With the ending.
Did you go watch the music video?
No.
You should. No, because it's not
that one.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought the ending was the music video.
No.
Then no, I haven't seen it.
You should watch it.
I'll go watch it.
Because the credits is the credits.
Yes.
But this is like a video they did for it.
You know, I really like this artist, but his Ghost in the Shell
Well, that's because it's also it's
dude.
yeah.
His Ghost in the Shell, like the picture
yeah.
that came out for it is so clean.
His promotional art is great.
I do want to get that for a
Well,
poster.
that's because the promotional part is like illustration, and then the show was like 3D and it wasn't
garbage.
Great. But then you watch this that he did.
This is what it should have been,
and it's so good. And I love how just everything around this and all the, like the love and care that went to everything around just this show and everything. It was just so good.
I miss Maine.
Because I think this is also canon, technically.
What?
Oh, probably
within
is.
world. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? They can write whatever they want in this world because
it's
it is what it is.
It's a fucking Cyberpunk world.
Yeah.
It's anime. You can. It doesn't have enough groundwork.
In my neck.
I don't know if I want it in my neck. It seems like a bad spot.
Well, I feel like it's the spot, right?
Butthole, you right. Protected.
Because obviously, it's every cyberpunk or like every sci-fi thing. It's got to tie into your the brain through the spinal column and all that.
It just seems like such a shitty spot. Everything gets stolen from there. Somebody else can plug a different chip in. It seems like there needs to be like a Band-Aid just fucking slap over. It's like you can't put anything in there. Fuck you.
No, you just have to be like oh fuck. There's one of the characters in the game that his neck is just metal.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah,
it's all like mechanical and shit. Like there's no getting it.
What are you gonna do?
That guy's a boss. That's a boss of a character too.
Speaking of the game too, a lot of people are playing the game to beat up the
Adam Smasher.
Yeah,
fuck that guy.
Fuck that.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, we just download it so I can kill that motherfucker as many times as I can.
My favorite is the videos like when you get her gun. You get his jacket and stuff, and you're like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of this fucker.
Dude, that's why I watched the show. So I was on Twitter,
yeah.
and they're like, "Dude, this is the baddest motherfucker. I just want to fuck him up, right, or whatever." And like, this looks like Cyberpunk. I'm gonna watch it, and then I understood why. I'm like, it makes sense.
After we talked about it, after we talked to the girl about it.
Oh, I just forgot. I'm like, yeah, I'll watch it eventually.
We talked about it like all week. It was like our thing.
Just get busy. You're like, I watch something else.
It was literally like we had Sunday off and then we went back to work.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah, I didn't do anything on Sunday.
I died Monday.
I was dying Sunday, actually.
I died
Monday. I remember.
But that is one of the big things. You just go in there and just fuck up Adam Smasher.
Yeah.
Because fuck that guy.
Do you fuck him?
Well, you kill him near the end, but yeah.
Oh, so it's like a while.
It takes a little bit.
Yeah. He's like an endgame boss.
He's also like, because he's the dude that takes out like Johnny Silverhand originally and stuff like that. So Keanu Reeves' character.
Rip. Oh, he's like the other boy. Oh, hell no.
He kills all the boys.
Well, he maims them.
It doesn't matter. He's fucked up.
He gets killed in a shitty way afterwards.
Practically did.
Spoilers. I'm sorry.
It's the beginning of the fucking game.
I never played it.
You know, it's one of the this is one of the things. This is one of my gripes of this game, right? And that I wish, especially after watching
one of your gripes. Okay.
One of them.
I'm ready.
especially after watching this show, right?
Yeah.
There is a part in the beginning of this game because you have like an intro little thing, and then you have a montage basically before going into a mission that kind of teaches you a lot of things, right? One of the biggest things I always wished that you could play through that montage. Because the montage is like you starting out and getting to a position where it leads you into the job where you get Keanu Reeves' character, right? And I wish so much that you could experience that, especially after watching the beginning of the show and seeing David and stuff with the team and like getting to know everything.
Yeah,
it feels almost wrong, and like it's such a travesty that you don't get to experience that in game. Does that make sense? You took out one of like the core aspects of what makes an RPG, and it's that area where you can just enjoy the world and build up to the point where the big thing happens. Because in the game, once the big thing happens, it's like your character's like on a timer basically and stuff, and you're going into like the end of the show territory, right? But without being able to really experience like that beginning of the show territory in a satisfactory way.
Makes sense.
And that's one of the things that like playing the game, I'm just like, fuck, I would have loved to like go through this. This looks like so much fun, and it's a montage.
Perfect way to do any game.
I'm just like,
I've learned montage of many things is good, like Promise Neverland, best way of doing it.
Fuck, dude. Damn.
Got anything else you want to say about this show that isn't?
It's amazing. Watch it.
What would you guys rate
Watch it? A 10.
10.
Easy.
10. That's it.
10 out of 10.
10 and a half.
10
Out of 9.
Out of 9.
10 and a half out of 4.5.
I think right now, this is my anime of the year.
Wow. Okay.
That's pretty.
I can't think of anything else I'd put above it.
Arcane's really good.
Which one?
Arcane wasn't this year.
Yeah, but it's still really good.
It's good, but it wasn't this year. It was last year.
Would you put this as best Trigger show?
Yes.
This is my new favorite Trigger show.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'd say Trigger and Gainax since you want it.
Oh,
so
no. Then no. No.
Gurren Lagann's kind of
up there.
Is up there. Well, but this is because Trigger, what's now modern day Trigger, is more the people that I think only worked on Penny and Stocking.
Is it?
And Gurren Lagann.
Yeah.
I don't think they came in until after Evangelion and Fully Cooley and stuff, if we're talking Gainax. But if that sways your decision in any way, shape, or form. But as far as like Trigger is concerned, I mean, yeah, this is
the best Trigger show.
This is my favorite Trigger show. Like Kiliko's great. I love it.
Not as good as this though.
Little Witch is great.
See,
I love that one too.
Little Witch is the only one that
that was my favorite.
Yeah.
You mean Kiss Naivers not?
Fuck you.
Well, Kiss Naivers on its own list.
No, you know what I thought? You know, I thought would have been.
So with Darling and the Franxx.
You know what I thought would have been his favorite?
Darling.
Oh, you didn't watch BNA, did you?
What's that?
Brand New Animal.
Yeah.
Beastars?
Basically, but it's less fucking.
Cyberpunk Beastars.
Yeah. Oh, gross.
Basically.
That's pretty good.
No, people turn into animals. Basically.
Don't think it's good?
I know it's a good show.
Oh yeah, I'm like it's good.
No,
it
was a good show.
Well,
no, I'm just saying. I was just gonna make the joke. I thought that would be your favorite for obvious reasons.
It's my second favorite furry show out of the two.
Okay. See,
out of the two furry shows I've seen in my life.
That's what I was going for.
He said two lies.
Well, Beastars is one.
Yeah.
So BNA is the other one.
Yeah.
I don't know any other ones I've watched. Oh no, it might be third because
Camino Friends.
Dude, that's actually I've never seen that one. No, I was thinking it came out with a movie recently. It should have won the anime of the year last year.
Utopia?
You want the left hand?
No, Taxi.
Taxi.
Yeah, those are, in my mind, the only three furry shows I could probably think of. But the BNA, not BNA, Beastars.
I was gonna say BNA, but no, this is probably my by far easily favorite Trigger show.
If you bring up furry again, I'm gonna buy a fucking Beastars figure and we're gonna put it in here. And it's gonna be the fucking bunny naked. It's gonna be our centerpiece.
But right now, yeah, I mean, we'll see how Chainsaw Man goes. Right? Because that
anime of the year.
Yeah, that'll probably be a pretty heavy contender.
There's a lot that has come out this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I don't like those things.
Yeah.
But it scratches just all the right itches.
No, this is anime 2 of the year for me so far.
What is Dress Up Darling your number one?
Yeah.
Okay, that's understandable.
It's my number one anime period at this point, so I
can understand that. But
we all know Spy X Family is going to win Crunchyroll Awards.
Of course it will.
Against Chainsaw Man?
Yeah.
Or Attack on Titan, or fucking My Hero, because
Here's fucking lame, dude.
Yeah, but you know the Crunchyroll Awards, they fucking jerked themselves off over there.
Hero Academia, am I right?
Dude, that was great.
Yeah, any news for us?
It's been about a month since we recorded. That's pretty cool.
Japan's opening up.
Japan's opening up
in like 2 weeks.
Stop talking about it, you pieces of shit.
So excited.
You know what we haven't done in a while?
What?
What your mom's been watching.
I know. I haven't talked to her about it in a while.
Has she watched Cyberpunk?
I haven't told her about it, so probably not. Oh. Plus, she normally watches it at work, so she might not want to watch this at work.
Perfect time.
I do have a few news articles that come off to my top of my head. If you are going to Japan, take out the end now. It is dirt cheap. You're basically getting a 40% off whatever you're buying. Anime figures are at an all-time low.
Get it for Christmas right now.
I'm not a stockbroker, but I do understand how finances work. So please do buy your anime stonk figures now. Other than that, we will have an episode soon probably talking about our experience at first convention selling. And
yeah.
Hopefully we'll have a little something new that I'd like to do interviewing artists in the future. So
I want to take a few seconds to thank anyone that stopped by our booth. If you're watching, thank you.
And if you didn't stop by our booth, fuck you. What the fuck?
You didn't pick up our car. What the hell? Nah, I'm just kidding. Thank you.
Thank you. You guys are awesome.
And if you didn't buy our stuff there because you are too broke, we understand. We have it on our Etsy, so you can save your money there and pay us later. It's
and if you watched it this far, there should be a code.
There's a code for a discount because you're broke. We understand.
We
also broke.
But if you're not broke, we also have a Patreon if you just want to give us money. It's all in the description.
I forgot we had one.
Yeah, because we never use it because no one gives us money.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Watch Cyberpunk. Do it. Well,
do it.
We spoiled it, but
you can still enjoy it.
Watch it again.
There's people out there that seem to watch the spoiler stuff and then go watch it.
Watch it again.
Isn't that you?
I'm me. I'm that motherfucker. Watch a spoiler like, I wonder what.
Peace.
John Halo.
New John Halo. You can run around with your ass out.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you do a fatality like how you did in Halo Reach.
Oh, yeah.
You can assassinate people. It's like that, but with a butt.
The fatalities suck so much. I hated them.
I felt disrespected.
Well, I didn't mind them, but they just took like 13 years. It was like, I could either punch the guy and they would die instantly, or I go for the cool fatality and get shot in the face.
My favorite's when you're playing like SWAT or something.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, I'm going to kill this dude. And halfway through the animation, someone's like,
See, I only played SWAT like
across the map.
Yep. And then anytime I went for those, they'd just be like, oh, why do I even do this? Just punch the fucking
mistakes.
Guy. I just shoot people at the point. Infinite ammo. You just
you don't even reload.
No, you just fucking. I think you do reload.
You have to reload, yeah.
You just turn corners though. You just fucking pre-fire every corner.
I don't know if you had infinite ammo. I think you just died before you had to go look for more.
If you run out, you could just pick up.
You just run over, yeah. But I know. It might have been Halo 3 that had the infinite ammo for SWAT.
Oh.
But I also remember the BR was broken.
Yeah, because you had 3 shots to hit him.
You can have a triple kill with one pull of trigger. I remember getting those all the time. I'm like, damn, I'm so good.
I don't know. For a while, I liked the DMR.
DMR is nice for accuracy, but the BR, I'm telling you, you get triple kills with one pull.
Well, the BR, you didn't have to be that accurate. You just got to pull up
in the general area.
Yeah. I feel like the DMR just had something to it. But I agree the BR is the best weapon in the game. Unless we're talking Halo 1.
I mean,
that's the best
if you
one.
got really accurate,
Magnum
three shots to the head, dead. Dead.
Oh, and like normals?
In normals, yeah.
I think BR was 3 or 4. I can't remember.
3 or 4, something like that.
And then you got the assault rifle. I love that.
Assault rifle, one clip and then punch.
The Skittle shooter.
Pop.
No, it's like the far range fight.
Oh, yeah.
Doing fucking negative damage. Guy's healing faster than you injure him. You're like, fire this thing sucks ass.
And then you switch to the pistol. Pop, pop, pop.
Well, yeah, at that point, I would just use that.
Yeah, for reals.
I hated the assault rifle. The dual SMGs, though. Those were the shit.
The dual SMGs.
You remember
that
those?
was only Halo 3, right?
Yeah, but those were the shit.
Because they got rid of it in Reach,
Because they also had the dual pistols, too.
Oh, yeah. The dual needlers.
That was fucked up.
That was dirty. Nah, dude. The ones that had the dual plasma pistols.
You charge both of them up. They do the same as if you charged one of them up.
Oh, that was always the thing for me is like you had a plasma pistol and a normal pistol.
Yeah.
And you'd always have it charged.
The noob combo.
Yeah. You just go, pew, pow.
Fucking hated that shit.
Chupa.
I'm like, be a man and shoot your guns. Fucking charge in one shot. Fucking hated that garbage.
Dude, it's like someone with a sword. Like, dude, I got my plasma pistol. Boo, and then you just punch, and then they die. Because for some reason, punch beats sword.
Sword didn't win to much things.
No.
Sword beat everything that wasn't melee.
Yeah. Or shotgun.
No.
Yeah.
Shotgun beats.
No, because you get shotgun beats sword.
Yeah.
That's how you got bull trues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I said sword beats nothing. Maybe hammer if you get that distance right. I hated the hammer.
The hammer's so hard to use.
And like the perfect timing is like millimeters. I feel like every time I'd fight people.
But when you have the ability and you somehow deflect a rocket,
you're
just like.
Did you ever play baseball
or a
griff ball?
No. Like baseball with rockets. I remember that used to be a play or like weird forge thing. You'd get a map, make the baseball thing, and then a guy would come up to the plate with the hammer.
You know one of my favorite game modes was
that
Duck Hunt.
Was it?
Well, Duck Hunt was pretty good.
I don't know. If
Zombies was good.
No, it was like because you rode on mongooses. And there's a guy with an infinite rocket launcher on the back.
I never played that one.
That was in Reach.
You had to make it to where the guys are and you kill them.
I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
I never really.
And it's always on the big maps. So it was like a race.
Yeah.
And you're racing. The guy in the back always had a rocket launcher with infinite ammo. You just see rockets just flying.
They have that in like GTA nowadays.
I like that one. You're on the mongoose and there's people with snipers.
And
you have to make it. You have to make it all the way at the end.
You know what would have been a great thing that might have saved the Halo?
What's that?
Custom games.
No.
Nah.
Multiplayer, split screen, co-op. Nah. Stupid.
All these things.
You know what would have made it really good though?
What?
If they had this like it was set in the future, but it was like a dystopian.
Oh, so that's your segue?
I'm cutting all this anyway.
Well, before you cut into it, dude, Eddie had this fucking stupid ass mode in Halo Reach. It was zombies.
Okay.
But the zombie moved at like a fourth of the speed, but it had 4 times the life.
Oh, okay.
It was fair.
That's fair.
It was great.
Was it great for who though?
I'ma get you. But then the other people moved. They moved twice as fast.
Oh, okay. That's a little less fair.
I almost forgot about that one. We had so many stupid game modes.
I fucking hated it.
My favorite is that map I had, the one that looks like a fucking MC Escher drawing.
Oh yeah.
Where you were. Because they did it like at an angle,
yeah.
But so when you're walking, it looks like you start walking up walls and doing
all
all this.
Really?
Yeah, and it was in black and white too.
Damn,
it was wild. Whoever made that, I was like, this is a trip.
Like, how'd I die? I don't know. I don't know where the bullet came from.
And you play SWAT in
the
that.
thing that blows my mind about those games is like, those were the times where it was like, now I feel like I have to either grind for something or do something.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, or back then I was like, fuck, you want to play custom mode? What am I getting? Nothing? Fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah. Well,
how many people played?
It's like the whole night we spent playing my version of Elites, like it was like Slayer, where everyone was Elites with the swords.
And it had the dodge.
Yeah, you had the dodge.
Disgusting.
So you could just dodge.
So you would just dodge into a sword launch and you just go, pew! It was badass.
And then we had this stupid map that they made like on the cliffside of Forge World and Reach.
Oh.
And everyone started at the top. So you had to make it all the way down the cliff to fight each other.
No, the thing I remember doing a lot was, I think it was Halo 3 was, what mission is it? You know the mission where you go forward, you beat everything, then you go back, and then you fight like the swarm again?
Yeah, I fucking hate it. It's like my least favorite mission in that game.
But it's not the flood, but it's just like the bugs come out, and then you get back on the Pelican, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
So in that first part, you spawn in with all the Marines, right? So me and my friend, we would bunker up and we'd try to kill as many Marines because you kill like 2 of them.
Yeah.
And then
everyone goes after you.
Yeah.
But Sergeant Johnson one-shots everything. So you're trying to pick as many people off while Sergeant Johnson's trying to fucking one-shot you. You're like, don't hit me. Don't hit me. God, how many hours I put in just to killing random Marines because I'm bored.
Dude, game developers are just there overthinking now.
Nah, dude.
Remember when we played fucking Back for Blood or whatever it was?
Oh yeah.
Let's try out these weapons. Dude, yeah, I got him.
Don't let him in. Don't let him in.
It just became PvP.
Oh, the shit was fun.
And what's funny to me is that everyone, like anyone who played that game, that's what it. That's what it devolved.
Yeah. You're like, oh, let's try this weapon out.
What if I just
I shoot at that thing? Okay, I got him.
That's what it just devolved into, and it just became
Molotovs. Just
I
assholes.
haven't played that game in months.
Years.
We haven't played it since we got it.
We haven't played games. Period.
True.
We're a 2-game family now. We only play
Apex.
FIFA and Apex.
I don't know. I've been playing something else.
We play Minecraft.
Yeah.
And Apex.
No. I've been playing something else.
He upgraded his computer, so he's been playing fucking what's it called?
Edgerunners.
No. The Lara Croft.
Yeah, I've been playing Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
I thought you beat those games.
Yeah, but he
did,
got a new
but I
graphics
have
card.
Ray tracing now.
But the real question is, how good is your ray tracing on Microsoft Word for your typing?
Does that make your keyboard sound different?
No, I already did
Does it
that.
make your keyboard sound? I put a graphics card in my keyboard.
It's like I downloaded RAM. save energy. That's what it is. Same energy.
Oh I upgraded my monitor. You won't believe my mouse speed is crazy now.
His mouse speed is crazy.
Yeah,
like,
we
what?
don't count it. One
Watch me
move,
browse
570.
My wrist movement.
See, I understand that when you have like this much room on a desk. This man's got like desk room like this. I'm like,